Brilliant. We are in business. Yeah, I've just been working on fixing the soup side of it. It was there, but it wasn't showing. There were quite a few minor errors in the production that had stopped some things actually working. So it's now completely is so many additional field types. This was very complicated. I think that's everything now. So it's doing all the oils, all the soups, including noodle soup. Yeah, with the flour and eggs. That's a nice simple one to do. Again, I've not done it for what you've got to do everything on it, but I just think it covers you for lots of different things, and in a way, it's really quite. It does a lot of things all at once. I've yet to do the bionic and the super. I wanted to. Normally, I'll do all of it all in one, but the trouble is, if you get an error on, like say the first one, then the second one's broken anyway, so you've got to fix it. I've started to do it so that just work through one, and then when you've got it right, do your duplicate, and then like change the name, which is all you do. You just creating the same thing, renaming it, and so that's really good. Right, so then we have this. Now I believe we've got a lot of liming to do, haven't we? We've got a lot of So first thing we need to do is, we did that. We've potatoes already. We've got to do this 38 and really turn it around quickly. So with that in mind, this should have. Oh no, I didn't actually. No, I didn't do the course. No, I remember I was thinking about this. I don't think we've even got the field marked, have we? We've only had field. Yeah, so 38 was it? I think I just said. It's a bit, but at least you can do that, Giants. I built it in that you can, with a bit of effort, move it around. So 38 is what we need to be doing. You won't know it. Yeah, it's the game doesn't listen to you all of the time. I've come to that conclusion because sometimes I press C, create new folder, and it will do it. Other times it actually won't. So it is a bit. So fieldwork settings 10.2. 3 headlands is more than enough. We don't want any round corners. They're just 2 round. And that looks good to me. And so save 10.2 meters. And let's set this going. Yeah, so I'm going to say my words. This is going to be quite a big one. So I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right. I thought I'd, yeah, come out the time lapse before the session was over. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a big one. But, yeah, this is. So I've enjoyed this. This is good. I love using any of the biggies. I do. The bit that the new machine was different. Yeah, very different. The fields are very much more hilly than I thought, which makes sense. It's Wales. There's a lot of real undulations on the fields that you don't necessarily see at first, and then yeah, I thought the Unimog. I thought, oh, it's a safe bet, 241 horsepower, and it was like struggling to get up the hill. I'm like, oh my life, what is this about? And then I looked closely and I thought, oh yeah, well, it is a bit of a severe hill. So that on this particular farm, I've got to be honest. Even the 425, the big Massey struggled a bit with some of the, like the grabbing all the bales. I mean, it is doing two jobs, admittedly, but what I mean is, I took the John Deere off because it was struggling. You could feel it was really struggling. So I thought, oh, we'll use the 425. It'll be a breeze for that. Not really. It was not much difference. It was, yeah, but fairly, very similar actually. So, but I do love using this. It's amazing. Right, a bit more just around here, which is a bit. Yes, obviously a bit of it was you got that you know it's not your land because I mean, so I had to come at it from the other end, but it's all good. I think we should be now. I've obviously got the liming on field 32, which I'm gonna grab, and 138. We will. Yeah, so it's 32, which has also got weeds, which I did see. We'll have to spray that because it's a little bit late for preemptively because it's all growing. Or can you grab it at that stage? No, I think the houses are like stage one, and that's definitely not stage one. I don't think. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look because it didn't look very big weeds, but it might be. So let's have a look. Oh, it looks well. Yeah, but you can't really tell the size just because of the colour. It just means it's profuse. Weed small. Ho, ho. But weed small, isn't that the one we could try? We could actually grab. We need something with narrows. Definitely not you. You could possibly go for narrows, maybe. Some John Deeres are funny, and then others you can get monsters that will accept narrows. It's a bit of a strange one. I've always found that some of the John Deere, again, the older iterations of the game were a bit, and they may have changed. But yeah, there's a certain size of fence that you couldn't have. You'd never dream of the 1,000. It didn't used to accept narrows, and now there's some that do. So it was one of those things. It was almost like you are daring to try to put narrows on this tractor. It was the premise I always get from it. And there were a lot of bigger tractors that were the same and then there were certain John Deeres that were specialists that sort of often started with narrows. So let's have a look. I'm sure you can definitely have narrows. I'd be very surprised. Ooh. Yeah, I'll keep it 192. There's hardly any difference, so that would explain why he was struggling. But I thought it was a 300. So that is really my fault, truly. Yeah, I really did think he was... No, not... Oh, they're not nasty ones either. Yeah, so is this going to be big enough? Yes, it is for that. I'm sure it is. Oh, hang on. Have we got that? What I'm thinking on this Let's Play. Yeah, I'm thinking of the BC Bueller. Have we got that? I don't know that we have. I'm thinking, yeah, I've got it on loads of Let's Plays, and I'm thinking, oh, let's just grab the BC Bueller mechanical weeder. I'm not so sure you've got it on this one. No, I don't think you have. So, well, yeah, let's have a look. It would, which is the manufacturer? I don't think we have. I'm almost sure we haven't got, yeah, loads of mowers was more than anything we got. Macdon. No, we have not. So, it looks like spraying then. Yeah, it does. I mean, it's not like we've not got a big, massive sprayer, is it? Did we actually ever create any herbicide in the... I don't think we did. In the mini self-sufficiency, I am quite sure. It does not ring a bell. We haven't used it properly. We've really mainly used it for dropping the grass in to make silage for the... We've not used it to its full capabilities, nor we've not made any lime, we've not made any herbicide, which is a little bit remiss of us. I keep saying this, I'm a terror. I put it down, and then I don't use it properly. And it's weird, because I was not like that with... In FS22, I don't know, I sometimes could be I'm a bit gung-ho, where I just charge into action, and I've not always done what I should do. So this is going to need narrows. And this is going to need, this can be the line the next session, but we'll get it ready. So it looks like we're doing a bit of herbiciding next session on that field. And we will get the liming done on the other field with this. I don't think this is narrows. I'm sure it's not. We've never really needed narrows to date, because this is we've been on a grass field, so I can't imagine for 1 minute that this is going to have narrows. I'd be shocked enormously if it had got narrows. I can't really is that not picking that up? I've never seen it do that before. Oh, it's gone silver again. Do you know, it really bugs me. It's never been silver, ever. It was never, ever. It's always been plastic. What it is about and it's a giant's texture, because I got sick to death of it ruining my texture. So I thought, oh, just put it back to what it used to be. It's just plastic. So I did, and it's silver. Yeah, go figure. I was saying this to Kevin, I think I mentioned it last session. The game is a real mess. I have never in all my years seen... I've playing farming FS since FS19. Now, that was a disaster in the early days. I mean, Giants really pulled out all the stops, and they really did. Within a matter of days, pulled an almost unusable game and made it into a really good game. And then, obviously... no, we want... Yeah, definitely want lime. Because I remember I felt sorry for the partners, I've got to be honest, on day 1 of FS19, because it was so terrible. It really was. I would do this because otherwise I've started a conversation I'm never going to finish. So we'll quickly finish this. Yeah, so they pulled the stops, all of the stops out, and they did a good job. You know, really, it was amazing in the end what they achieved. And I still to this day think FS19 finished being finished. It was a finished game. FS22, I never felt it was ever finished. It was always going from, like, Giants did an update, it broke something, Giants fixed what they broke. Oh, you can't put base game, you can't put line down when there's crops in. Right. Yeah, so, yeah, so that was a quick over. Yeah, so FS22, I always, all my life, I always felt that it wasn't finished. FS25, Gordon Bennett, it shouldn't have even been released. Being one of the idiots that, like, supported it from day one, Gordon Bennett, it's just gone from bad to... And I've got to be honest, it seems worse. The workers don't work right. I mean, yeah, there's certain bits of equipment you cannot use that you would have been able to use on FS22. That the workers, and this reversing malarkey, did you see the reversing that the tractor did across the road? It went through the hedge. In past iterations they would have detected. Yeah, on across the road, when I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like literally doing the baler, and I was like, am I seeing that right? It literally went right the way through the hedge and then went back through, and I'm like, well, great, that looks good, doesn't it? Totally immersion there. Fantastic job. So is there another one to lime? I'm not going to lime it now, but I mean, is there another one to lime? I only remember, yes, 38. Yeah, oh, and 3 as well. So we will leave this till next session. I'll just stick it on the edge of the thing. So yeah, I've got to be honest. The game's a real mess. And from a modder's perspective, I've been aware of this for a long time. I'm like, yeah, I like that. It sort of emphasises it. It's one time you come on and it's black like it should be, another time you come on and it's silver like it shouldn't be, like it's never been that, and it's never been, it has a stippling effect on it. Well, where's that gone then? Even if it's just a tiny weeny bit of fill that I've not quite got right there, you shouldn't see any of that coming through. It is difficult to do that. That is so close to perfect, it's unbelievable. To see that tiny amount in that kind of object is really quite a phenomenal. Yeah, but it's never been smooth like that. It's got stippling, plastic stippling, the same as that's got. You can see it, that leather effect. It's leather actually. I think this is stippled. This is plastic stippled. That's leather. Yeah, there's a slight difference in the texture that I chose because I wanted it to have a... It's obviously, we know it's not leather. I wanted the leather effect on the actual thing, and this has got stipples, little tiny little holes in a way. You could say they're not holes, but what I mean, it looks like it, and they've disappeared totally, and it's smooth as a... I don't know what's smooth. They always say a baby's, but I don't know that that's terribly... You know, when I was a kid, it was as smooth as a baby's bum was what the saying that was said. Now I'm not sure that's politically correct. So even though, yeah, I'm going to say it would be probably really not politically correct to sort of say, why am I doing that? I want to be on that field. Will you stop moving? So yeah, we've left this on the field so as we know to set this going next time. And then we've got field 3. And then I will, in fact, well, let's get that ready now. Let's prep the Rubicon. Where did I leave you? Brilliant. We will drop this out as well, like that, because we know where it is. It's off the field, and we've got plenty for next year. There's loads. I mean, I love using this. We're very... In a way, I'm so glad I made that mistake so that I couldn't get rid of this, because I would have done for the money at the time, and it sort of did cripple us for a while. But I've got to be honest, I'm really glad it did. Oh yeah, let's go diesel 2 and herbicide. Fantastic. How much is it? 5760. Yeah, I didn't. We know it's going to be a bit expensive. So potatoes, I believe, are back the way we just came. So we're going to leave this on the field edge. The lime is poised on the field edge. So really, this one I've got to be a bit more careful because I can't start from that top end because it leans over other people's fields. So obviously this is one of those like flaws of the game where you like think, yeah, it's sort of that kind of reading that you're on someone else's land that stops you doing your land because you're partially on your land. That mechanism's not right, is it? Let's be honest. Right, I'll leave it poised open and we'll capture this end when we come back up. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. All that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.